Okay, so we're here in our Lasermet's head office in Bournemouth on the south coast of England, and where we also have our testing laboratory. So for our UKAS-accredited test lab, we have our testing laboratory here, and where we're using our ICS-9 laser interlock system with the CALM system. So you can see here we have the CALM display, which shows the status, the total status of the lab at the moment, and you can see in the middle here that it says that the labs are joined, because we have our MULAC system in here where you can have the two labs running separately or two labs joined. So at the moment it's running in labs joined mode, and also you can see that the system is armed, and we have two lasers running in the lab. So with 1070 nanometers and 808 nanometers. Okay, this is showing you the layout of the room here, the optical table, the workbench, and so on, and the doors. Obviously all the doors are closed, so they're showing in green. So we know what the laser wavelengths are, and this is one of the beauties of the CALM system. It shows you in real time what laser wavelengths are accessible, so you know before you go into the lab what eyewear to put on. So we're going to go over here, get our eyewear, and make sure it's the correct eyewear from the eyewear selection box here. So if you look here and zoom in here, you can see the wavelength shown here, 725 to 1075. So we're covering both wavelengths, the 1070 and the 808. So this eyewear is good for these lasers. So if you want to put those on, Paul, I'll put on my eyewear. Then we're going to go into the laboratory. So we're going to activate the override to get in. So if you come in to the lab, Paul. And again, inside the lab, so we have a laser running here. You can see the alignment beam on the screen there. Okay, and we have control of the shutter from here. Well, we can control the shutter from here, in fact. And we can control the shutter from here. And we can also control the shutter from this CALM screen here, which shows the status of the lab. It's showing the same as is shown outside the lab, but this is also a touch screen. So you have this ability with the CALM system to have a screen as a monitor or as a touch screen. Okay, so obviously you wouldn't have the touch screen outside, because you don't want people outside controlling what's going on in here. So here it doesn't have to be a touch screen if you don't want to have the controls on the touch screen, but you've got the ability to have it on the touch screen. So we can control the shutter from here. So if I close the shutter and open the shutter, and also we're running a laser, the 808 nanometer off the laser interlock connector with the switch distribution box. So we can disarm it from here or arm it from here, and we can also do that from this switch distribution box here. So disarm, arm. So at the moment we've got the whole lab, it's shown as one lab. So we've got labs joined. What we're going to do now is we're going to change into labs separate mode, and then we're just going to operate here in this area here. So if we go over here to the control, I'm going to first of all I'm going to disarm the system here. Then I'm going to change the lab mode. So we can actually, I should have shown you over here. We've got signs saying labs, as well as on the screen. We've got signs saying labs joined. So that's the labs joined mode, and we're going to change the mode, and it's going to go to labs separate. So I'll go back to the switch here, and mode switch. I'm going to turn it to the labs separated mode, and you can see on the sign over there, and there's also one over here showing the lab separated. So now what we're going to do is we're going to bring across the laser curtain. We'll separate these into 2 labs, and now we're able to arm the system now that the curtain's closed. And you can see the status with the curtain showing on the CALM screen here. Okay, it's showing all the status of all the interlock switches. So I've armed the system now. The system's armed. We haven't got any laser radiation because obviously when we disarmed the system, we tripped out the interlocks. Okay, so now I'm going to open the shutter, and I'm going to arm the DBS. So we've now got our 1070 and 808 nanometer lasers running in here. If someone was to barge through the door, normally we have maglocks on the door, but if they were to barge through, if the maglocks weren't working for any reason, or someone was to force the door open, then obviously that would trip out the system. With the curtain here, at the moment we can set this curtain up as a locking curtain, or this one is actually as a non-locking curtain. So if someone was to, from the other side, was to basically open this curtain, then it would trip out the system, which is what we're going to do here. So you can see here, system is armed. When I open the curtain, it's going to disarm, yeah? And then you hear the shutter going down, so that's maintaining the safety function. Okay, so to rearm, we're going to close the curtain. Then there we go. Then we're ready to arm. You can see the blue light here. The curtain there, you can see the interlock switch is showing green. And we can arm from here as well. Then we can operate our shutter, because the system's now armed, and get our 1070 nanometer laser running again. And we can operate our 808 nanometer laser from here. And now we're back running with our 1070 and 808, and everything's displaying on here. Lab separate. We can also see what's going on the other side, where that system on the other side is not armed. Okay.